Welcome to Vision Plus and welcome back to the Senior for Mathematics. We are looking at finding the equation of a circle when we are given the endpoints of the diameter of that circle. We are doing example 4 that says that we are given the endpoints of the diameter of the circle as endpoints are -10, -6 and 2, 8. These two coordinates are the endpoints of the diameter. So draw a circle to guide you. Then you say, just divide it into halves. That is the diameter. Now the endpoints are this and this. So I'm going to put 2, 8 this side, and I put -10 and -6 this side. Or the opposite is true. Then at the center here, we have the coordinates of the center, midpoint. So I'm going to call this midpoint A. So for us to get the center, to guide us in finding the equation, we need to find the midpoint, which gives us the coordinates of the center. And the midpoint of 2 points given by x1 plus x2 out of 2, comma, y1 plus y2 out of 2, close the bracket. This means that you come and name your points. You can call this x1, y1, x2, y2. So we substitute x1 is 2 plus x2 is -10, and we divide by 2. y2 is 8, sorry, y1 is 8 plus y2 is -6. Then we divide by 2. Then you place the calculator. 2 plus -10 divide by 2. I'm getting -4 here. And then 8 plus -6 divide by 2. I'm getting 1. So the center is at -4 and 1. After getting the coordinates of the center, then we go to radius. For radius, I'm using the coordinates of the center, which is -4, 1, and any other point on the circumference. Let me choose 2, 8. Then I'm going to call this x1, y1, x2, y2. The naming here was for the midpoint. The second naming is for me to get the radius. So the radius is now going to be the distance between 2 points. That is the point of the center and the other point on the circumference. The formula is given by x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared under root. Then we substitute for x2, x1 and the rest. x2 is 2 minus x1 is -4 squared plus y2 is 8 minus y1, which is 1. Then you place the calculator. 2 minus -4 squared plus 8 minus 1 squared. I'm getting root of 85. Therefore, radius is square root of 85 units. Let me prove x2 is 2 minus -4, 2 minus -4 squared, 36 plus 7 squared. Yes, that is the radius. After getting the radius and we have the center as we have obtained here, then we can write the equation. And the equation is given by x minus a. Choose any method you want, either the factorized form or the expanded form, because the equation is not restricted. So we substitute for x minus, what is a? A is -4. So here it becomes plus 4 squared plus y minus b. What is b? B is 1 squared equals to r squared, gives us 85. So this is the equation of the circle whose endpoints of the diameter are as given in part A. Going to part B, which you will try out. We are given the endpoints, please. These are endpoints as 3, -7, and 11, 5. To make our work easier, we sketch that circle, then we draw the radius. Just divide the circle into two halves. I'm going to divide it like this. In any way you want, I'm going to put here 3, -7, yes, yes. And then here I'm putting 11, 5. These are endpoints. So for us to get the center has coordinates A and B. So we shall get the midpoint of the endpoints of the diameter, and that will give us the coordinates of the center. So midpoint M has the form of x plus 1, x1 plus x2 out of 2, comma, y1 plus y2 out of 2. What do we do here? We substitute. You come and name the points the way you want: x1, y1, x2, y2, or you can interchange. You put the 1 there and the 2 to the side. So x1 is 3 plus 11 divided by 2, comma, y1 is -7 plus y2, which is 5 out of 2. Then you add and divide. Here we shall get 7, and there we shall get -1. Because 3 plus 11 divided by 2, 7. -7 plus 5 divided by 2, -1. So these are the coordinates of the center. So you come and say therefore center is 7 and -1. After getting the coordinates of the center, we need to find the radius. And in getting the radius, I have said that just use the center, which is 7 and -1, and any other point that you want, either this or that. Maybe you want 11 and 5, but we get the same answers. So let me call this x1, y1, x2, y2. So the radius now is going to be the distance between the 2 points, that is the points of the center and the points on the circumference, which is given by x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Then we substitute, since we have named the points. What is x2? 11 minus 7 squared plus, what is y2? 5 minus y1 is -1 squared. Then you press the calculator. 11 minus 7 squared plus 5 minus -1 squared. I'm getting 52. Therefore, we have the root of 52 units. This is the radius. 11 minus 7 squared plus 6 squared, that means plus 36. Yes, correct. After getting the radius and you have the center, you can find the equation in any format. To me, I want the factorized form. It is easier, faster, and less complicated. So substitute for a and b. Log x minus a is 7 squared plus y minus b. B is -1, making it positive, equals to 52. So this is the solution to part B, and that is the overall solution to example 4.